Good morning, fellow traders. It's Black Coffee Trader. It's Friday the 13th. I don't know, is that a lucky or unlucky day today? We'll see. As you can see, I'm actually red this morning because I did take a trade this morning. That's why I'm running a little bit late. Yeah, took a long here on ES and just completely fell apart, consolidated and pushed right back up. So really at a key level here on the 59.95s, and I'm a little bit frustrated about that. It's a good setup, and I'm really contemplating about getting long again here. We shall see. Anyway, let's dive into the analysis for today and what we're looking at. So the big thing really is we lost everything that we gained yesterday. We had that grinding move yesterday and kind of went sideways after the lunch hour yesterday, and then in the overnight session we completely fell apart. I am not sure what happened. I'm sure there's some kind of a news related to that. I'm not exactly sure, but in any case, huge sell-off in the market, all the way down here, tumbled all the way down here to the 21,460s on the NASDAQ. So this bright green line that I had on my charts yesterday, which is this 21,560 area, which is, I think, a big area. A lot of supports or resistance back here turned into support, and we've fallen down to that. We kind of wicked through it, and we're pushing our way back out of it. So the question really is, I think on today's move, you've got the daily 20 sitting right underneath here. Is this going to hold, and are we going to push right back up? The way this has been in the pre-market the last week or so, a lot of times we have these big sell-offs and we kind of reclaim that during the day. So we do have some news today. I don't know if the news today is going to be enough to really move this market. Today we have, I think it's preliminary, our consumer sentiment today. So I doubt it that that's going to make a huge move on the market. But in any case, it is something to look at, and we'll see what happens here. But the key points on the NASDAQ are, in my opinion, are actually really these three levels right here: the 21,560s, the 21,630s, and the 21,720s. If we can't break the 720s, obviously we're going to look for further downside. This would really be a beautiful break and retest short, falling through that level, break and retest it for further downside. That is very much a possibility. But also the same token, we could be chopping around here and bouncing off of this and really pushing our way back up. So I think today is a day of just keeping the eyes wide open for what setups occur and what's there for us. That's really the long and the short of today. ES, very similar. Again, really contemplating if I should get long here. I really think I should. In fact, I think I'm going to just take this long, and we'll let this thing play out.
Order filled.
Let me just set up my little screen share or screenshot. All right, now we can continue. And I'm going to set my stop pretty tight. If we fall apart below this, I'm going to be out. We're going to set a pretty tight stop, and if we lose, we lose. So anyway, now we can continue with our analysis. So on the NAS or the ES, I think I made these two lines pretty bright here. We had the bright red line of resistance, which is now kind of turning into, going to be possibly turning into a green line, but the 59.95s were pretty big. And again, this is a pretty key point here as we, again, had resistance turned into support, and now we're kind of seeing if we can push our way back through there. Again, I think on the ES, if we do, this would be a beautiful break and retest short. Obviously, it's looking like the opposite right now. And then, by the same token, if we get a pullback to this bright green line here around the 59.75s, that would be a good spot for either longs or shorts. Again, I think the big thing today is just we have to take what the market gives us and really pay attention to what levels are there for us. So, yeah, I think that's really the key today. I don't know that it really looks bearish today, but again, I would not be surprised if we just push all the way right back up into this channel. I really wouldn't be surprised. Just the way this market has been behaving. So we shall see. We're just going to take what the market gives us and play accordingly. Dow Jones, very similar. I think the big thing for me that really is showing on the Dow is the low from yesterday. The low from yesterday looks pretty big. If we don't get it again, I think this is really kind of synonymous. The low from yesterday on the Dow, this inflection point here, if you want to call it that, this 59.95 on the ES. And on the NASDAQ, that's probably here at the 21,720s. I think all of those areas are key points today. Do we get a move above those levels, or do we get rejections off those levels? So I think that's really the big thing that we have to keep in mind today. And again, the big thing on the Dow Jones, you have the daily 100, this yellow line, and the daily 20 sitting right here above this big point at the 42,450. So a lot of things here to say, man, maybe this thing pushes higher. But again, we shall see. There's a couple of key spots. We'll just take what the market gives us and go from there. On the Russell, big tumble from a couple of days ago. Big tumble as this market has really moved down. And kind of the same thing occurs here on the, we have to zoom back out here, but this is a big spot on the Russell, the 21,117s, and we're kind of pushing there. So I think the 21,117s on the Russell, you've got the low of day yesterday at the 42,635s on the Dow Jones. You've got this 59.95 area on ES. And you've also got this 21,720. I think those are really areas, key points for us to be watching on the market today. And again, we're just going to take on these markets what is in front of us. If we get pullbacks here on the Russell, that could be a good long. Again, that could be a short setup. We do have the daily 20, daily 100 pretty much at the same level here on the Russell. So we have to keep in mind, keep our eye out for that. So again, I think there's a lot of possibilities here. It does look bearish. So we shall see what the market gives us today. I think that's where we're at. The goal for me really is to bounce back off of yesterday's tough day that I had. I really mismanaged the day yesterday, and I want to bounce back today and have a better day. So taking good setups, taking good trades, and sticking to my rules and going from there. So that's the goal for today. Have a good day today. Be careful out there. Trade well. And until next time, so long.